Yesterday, we were discussing what is planning terminology. Planning terminology in the sense, what is plan, what is budget, what is forecast, what is rolling forecast, what is strategic planning. Planning. We just started with BPC terminology. BPC terminology in the sense, environment, model, dimension, property, and member. All these five words. We are going to discuss one by one this BPC terminology. First, we started with environment creation. So, today we are going to discuss what is we are going to create basically first step as environment. We are going to create one environment. Then, if we have time, we are going to discuss what is model, what is dimension, and what is property and member. So first thing, environment creation. I will show you now how to connect to the system. So open your remote desktop. This is a remote desktop connection, RDP. Here give the computer name, then click on connect. Again click on connect. Now you have to give your password. Give the password. Now click on OK. I will provide every day's record date status. Every day I will send the recording status. First few days it will be late because I am traveling. That's why I started recording. I will. So click on the Internet Explorer. It is going to open a internet link like this. So to connect to the BPC server, this is the link. So same way you will get based on the vendor, whatever link given by the vendor, you can open this particular screen. Now you have to provide the user. User is, let's say, Kiran, and the password. Now click on log on. What I said regarding environment. As I said, environment is basically my client, right? Let's say I'm implementing BPC for Vodafone. Then Vodafone is my environment. How to create an environment? I can copy an existing environment and I can create a new environment. Only one option is there. You can copy the environment. You cannot create environment directly. So how this environment shell comes? Environment shell is the standard environment created by SAP. It's a standard content. The basis is going to activate this environment. That's what we discussed yesterday. Basis activates the environment shell. We are going to copy environment shell and we are going to create a new environment. Sample models, dimensions, security settings, reports are available in this particular environment shell. So I'm going to the screen again. Let me, here something is there called environment. Just click this particular hyperlink. Just give the filter by name as environment shell. This is basically environment shell. Right? So when you connect to the system, you will see environment as environment shell. Now click on planning and consolidation administration in this screen here. Just click on planning and consolidation administration. Now click on, sorry, now click on manage all environments. Click here. Now select this particular environment shell. What we are going to do, we are going to copy this particular environment shell. We are going to create a new environment. How this particular environment shell looks like, just go, if you want to see, just back to administration. This is my administration of environment shell. This particular environment shell is having some dimensions. Dimensions means characteristics like customer, vendor, company code. All these are dimensions. So I will have some standard dimensions. I will have some models, right, and some security related stuff. So when I'm copying the environment, automatically all these will be copied to my new environment. So the basic structure is available. Click on manage all environments. Select environment shell. Click on copy. So I just selected environment shell. Just click on copy. Here you can give whatever name you want. So environment ID, I am just giving Vodafone. Now there are some options down to this. One is data in model, web documents, and documents. So it is asking you whether you want to copy data in the model, web documents, or documents. If you want to copy everything, you select the checkbox. See, data in models in the sense transaction data. Suppose if some transaction data is there in the standard environment shell, if you want to copy or not. Okay. So transaction data is client dependent, so no need to copy the standard transaction data. Then web documents. Web documents are we are going to discuss what is web documents and documents. So right now you can select or deselect these documents. Suppose you can publish some P&L statement to all of your company and users. So the P&L statement is a document. So just deselect these two, or you can select these two. Now click on copy. So now the system is going to create this particular environment. This environment, let's say, if you click here, see details, what it is doing. It is starting initial check before the environment copy, end of initial check before the environment copy, setting source environment shell is offline. So these are the things. When I'm copying environment shell as Vodafone, it is going to execute some steps automatically. So just it takes at least 5 minutes to complete this particular environment creation. So let it create this particular environment. Now, so Vodafone environment, we are going to create. We are creating this particular Vodafone environment. Now, the second term is model. We have to understand what is model. Model is basically the planning scenario. As I said earlier, capital expenditure, operational expenses, operational expenditure planning, or sales planning. These are the scenarios, plans in my company. Vodafone is going to have some capital expenditure planning. Capital expenditure planning in the sense they want to start some more projects in South. So if they want to start some more projects, what they have to do? They have to they have to decide like whether that is mobile related or internet related. If that is the case, they have to use some LTE boxes, some towers, all these things. They have to build those things in the particular cities. So for that, they need some capital. Building network is not a simple task. So they need some very big. They need some working capital. So how much capital they need? What is the tower cost? When they are building the tower, what are the items they are, what are the materials they are using? What are the equipment they are using? What is the cost of each unit? From where they are going to get this particular equipment? What is the local tax? What is the import tax? All these things. Okay, while planning, you have to consider all these things. That is capital expenditure planning. Operational expenses planning. Every day, if I want to pay my company, every day I'm going to incur some cost. So next year, what is my month-wise cost, right? How much salaries I'm going to pay in 2015 January or 2014 January? Those things will be captured using operational expenses planning. Sales planning, my revenue, my sales is captured using sales planning. So my Vodafone environment is going to have 3 planning scenarios, let's say. Those 3 planning scenarios are called as models. 3 models I'm going to have. So capex for each for each scenario, you can create a model. For each scenario, capex 1 model, opex 1 model, sales 1 model, and headcount 1 model, finance 1 model, like this. Now, so basically what is model? Model is basically your scenario. Now the question is, how can I understand, how can I compare with other products? See, model is equivalent to InfoCube in BW. Some of you might know BW. So model is equivalent to InfoCube. I cannot compare this particular model with ECC. It is difficult to compare model with ECC. But you can compare this model, not exactly, with the ECC modules like finance module, module, HR module. Those are different, right? Same way here also. Model is equivalent to, same model is equivalent to module. Now you might ask me like, why you have segregated into 3 models? Can't we create one model for all these, right? So I segregated one. You can create one model, that is solution architecting. You keep it right. I have created. We are going to create models based on some dimensions. When I am creating capex model, I need some dimensions like project. WBS element means project. WBS element means project. Project will have some WBS elements. WBS elements will have some network activities and some other dimensions like account, time, category, entity, report, currency, all this. Operational expenses are going to have cost center, account, time, category, entity, report, currency. If you see what is the difference between OPEX and CAPEX dimensions, CAPEX is having WBS element, OPEX is having cost center. Sales is having product. Those are the dimensions. So product, account, time, category, all these are dimensions. Let's see whether the environment is created or not. Now you can see automatically it's created the environment. How can I say it's created the environment? Because it's automatically closed the pop-up without any error. Now click on back to administration here. The next step, you are not supposed to change anything in the environment shell. So the next step is click on change environment here. Click on continue. Here just write Vada, we just created Vada. So this is the Vada environment. Just select this one, click on connect. Now you can see administration of Vada. You go to home page. Here you can see environment as Vada. Environment as Vada. So when you click on planning and consolidation administration, it is going to open this page. Now, if you want to create the models, you are going to create the models here. Click here. You can click new model and you can create. If you want to delete, yes, you can delete the existing models. You can add models. You can delete the models. Okay. Let's create. We are going to create a model called sales. Right. So how to create this sales model? What is the logic behind this? In BPC, so basically what is the use of model? Model is, this particular model is going to store transaction data. I mean, CapEx related planning data, right? That's what transaction data. Now, let's create a model. When we are creating model, we have to consider some points. Discuss this point. There are two types of models in BPC. One is reporting type model. Another one is drivers and rates model. Drivers and rates model. What is reporting type model? Reporting type model, on top of that particular model, you are going to generate some report. Suppose if you take sales model, on top going to create one input schedule to capture all the sales data. I'm going to create some reports which shows like what is my quarterly sales, monthly sales, and yearly sales. I can create some reports which shows my trend, like what is my actual sales, what is my planned sales, what is the variance, all these things. So reporting type models means like on top of those models you are going to create some reports. So now I'm going to create a model called sales. Right? Let's say take example as sales model. Sales model is reporting type model. Why? Because I'm going to generate some reports and input schedules on top of this particular sales model. Again, so there are two types of models: reporting type, and drivers and rates model. The first question is answered like we are going to create reporting type model. Then we are going to create drivers and rates model. Let's say you want to create, store your exchange rate, currency exchange rate. Then you are going to create a rates model. That means uh, you are not going to generate or show any management reports on top of this particular rates model. Are we going to? No, because exchange rates, just we see only one report normally. That is, what is the exchange rate? One USD is equivalent to how much INR. Only we see this type of one report. So that is part of drivers and rates model. Now, reporting type models divided into three parts. Again, reporting type model. There are three types of reporting model. One is standard model, another one is finance model, the next one is consolidation model. Standard model, finance model and consolidation model reporting type. Now, I am creating a model, right? What type of model it is, like standard or finance or consolidation. So, to decide this one, first we have to start the elimination process. Now, I am creating a sales model which captures my revenue, right? So, it is not, the model is not consolidation model, correct? Sales model belongs to planning. That's why that particular model is not consolidation model. So I'm eliminating this particular consolidation. Now there are two models, whether this particular sales model can be a finance model or standard model. When you want to use balance carry forward, currency translation, these type of functionalities, closing processes, right? Then you can go with finance model. If your model is involving some closing process like carry forwarding closing balances to the next month as opening balance, or if you want to do some currency translation from INR to USD, you have to translate your local currencies, then you have to use finance model. So I'm not going to use any closing process, so it's not, whatever model I'm going to create, sales model is not finance model. If one model is not finance model or consolidation model, then it's definitely standard model. So sales model is a reporting type model and it is standard model. The next thing, what are these three things under drivers and rates model? First thing is, okay, let's say generic rates and ownership. Three types of models are there. Ownership model is basically used in the consolidation. Using ownership model, you can track your consolidation structure, methods, and consolidation structure, methods, and percentages, right? Rates model basically used for the currency exchange rate. Generic model is if one model is not coming under rates or ownership, then we will take it into generic. Now the question is, the next thing is, when you are creating model, you have to create data entry mode. You have to think about the data entry mode. Data entry mode is periodic or YTD. Data entry mode is periodic or YTD. What is the difference between periodic or YTD? Periodic data, like my transaction data, whether you want to maintain your transaction data, whether you want to maintain periodic or YTD. Periodic means discrete figure. Discrete figure means the figure belongs to that particular month only. YTD means year-to-date figure. That means cumulated figure. Every month you are going to show till date figure. Okay. So what is this data entry mode? Let me explain. So let's say I have some data here. You can see January first week I have some data. So product A, this is my sales. Product B, this is my sales. Product C, this is my sales. Now this data is there in the periodic data entry mode. That periodic measure. This data is showed in periodic values. That means 40,000 whatever sales is there. That is 2014 January sales. 45,000 whatever is there, that is 2014 February sales. What is the March sales? That is 35,000. What is the April sales? That is 50,000. you can show the same figures, okay, in the YTD. So let's go to the YTD. Alright. So the same figures, when you show it in YTD, the values will be changed like this. Product A, this will be 40,000, right? Same, 2014, okay, sorry, this is January, this is February, and then product A, you have 40,000, which is the discrete figure or whatever 2014 January sales. February sales is 2014, February sales is 45,000, right? If you show it in YTD, you have to show it like this, 85,000. 85,000. Why? 85,000 minus 40,000, that is 45,000 is February sales. Why you are showing 85,000? Because YTD means it's a cumulated figure. Cumulated figure in the sense you are going to show till date figure. What is March sales? 85,000 plus 35,000. 40,000 plus 45,000 plus 35,000. 85,000 plus 45,000, which is 1,20,000. 1,20,000 plus 50,000, which gives me 1,20,000 plus 50,000, which gives me 1,70,000. Same way here, if you show product B, 35,000, 75,000, I'm adding 1,05,000, then 1,50,000. Now 50,000, 93,000, 93,000 plus 42,000, which is 1,30,000. 1,30,000 plus 41,000, 1,21,000. So this is the difference between periodic and YTD. So what measure we are going to use? That is, when you are creating the model, you have to select what type of measure you are going to use. Data entry mode, periodic or YTD. Sales figures I want in periodic. So by default, periodic will come. So my data will be stored in periodic model. So what models, what dimensions you want to add in this particular sales model? I just said here, if you use capital expenditure planning, one set of models will be there, dimensions will be there. If you are doing sales model, this is the set of dimensions you are going to add. Dimensions means sum of awesome. It's like it is going to store the master data. Model stores the transaction data. Dimension stores the transaction master data. So if you see, this particular model is going to have product, account, time, entity, and report currency. What this product is going to store? Product as a dimension, it is going to store the master data like product A, product B, product C, product hierarchy or product list. Account is going to store, it is what is like sort of accounts, expense accounts, income accounts, balance sheet accounts, and asset accounts and liability accounts. Time, it is going to store my months like January, February, March, January 2014, February 2014, March 2014, April 2014. Now the next thing is category. What is this category? It is going to store the version, actual, plan, budget, forecast, rolling forecast, all these things. Entity is going to store my structure, my company codes. What are all company codes? Like I have one company in Germany, one company in US, one company in UK. All those details are maintained in this entity dimension. RPT currency. So whether you are showing your report in the local currency or reporting currencies like USD, Euro, that is tracked by RPT currency. So when you are creating sales model, you need all these dimensions. And you have to note one point: when you are creating reporting type models, standard model, right? There are 4 mandatory dimensions: account, category, entity, and time. That's why I have added those 4: account, category, entity, and time. Those are fixed dimensions, mandatory dimensions. Let's create a model now. So it's deleted the particular model. Now click new. Now sales planning. Click on next. Model type is reporting type and drivers and rates. You have to choose one model. Let's say standard model. Data entry mode, periodic mode. Now a blank model, an existing model. I mean whether whether you want to create a new model or whether you want to copy the existing model. So I want to copy from an existing model. Why? You can also create from the blank model. If you create from the blank model, what happens? From the scratch, you have to create everything. You cannot copy anything. You cannot use any standard functionalities. I mean, there are some standard templates. You can copy and you can create your next template. So if you copy an existing model, then you can use all those things. So select on existing model. Which model you want to copy? I want to copy planning model. Select this planning model, then click on next. Now click on audit right. I don't want audit right because I need account, category, entity, product, report, currency, and time. Remaining I'm removing. So just select here and remove. Then I don't want intercompany. Select this, remove. Account, category, entity, product, report, currency, and time. These are the dimensions available. Now click on what are the secured dimensions. What is secured? This is also you have to discuss. Secured means on what basis you are going to give authorizations for your end users. Right? I want to give based on category and entity. That means I can say for the plan data for the entity Germany, I can give access to one particular person if I select category and entity. So we are going to discuss detailedly this secure dimension. So just an entity in the secure dimension. Now click on next. So these are the items copied from the existing package, existing model. Now click on next, create. So model has been created. You can close this window. Now click on close. You can see the model, sales model. Just click on sales model. In this particular sales model, you have account, category, entity, product, and report currency tag. And you have all these settings. It's a periodic model. You can see periodic model. It's a standard type model. Now you can store transaction data in this particular model. Now let's see what is there in the account dimension. So account is a dimension we use it, right? This is my account dimension. In this account dimension, I will have some account hierarchy, sort of accounts. I have balance sheet accounts, I have total assets, I have fixed assets, I have current assets, I have total liabilities, total equity, and total liabilities. Again, I have P&L statement accounts, operating income, gross margin, indirect expenses, all this. Right? So these are the account dimensions. Now same way, category dimension, if you see, in the category dimension, I have actual data, budget data, forecast data, plan data, like this. Time dimension, if you see, 2006 January, February, March, all the time members I am going to maintain. Time dimension master data I am going to maintain in the time dimension. Product dimension, I have 3 products, let's say. For example, product A, product B, product C. I maintain in the product dimension. Then I have entity dimension. So I'm going to maintain my company codes with the currency. Suppose if you take TE is one company code and it is using currency euro. You can display the hierarchy structure also. Click on hierarchy. Total hierarchy in that Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, North America, South America. If you expand Europe, you will get Germany and France. This is the master data available for the entity. So, based on the dimensions, we are going to create the model, right? So, model is going to have some dimensions. So, when you are creating a model, you are going to think about all these items, like whether it is reporting type or non-reporting type. Non-reporting type means drivers and rates model. This is also called as non-reporting type. Now, as I said, okay, what we understood, like now we understand what is environment. Environment is like info area in BW. It is my client. Okay, so every client, suppose you are going to implement for Vodafone, then you are going to create one environment for them in BPC. If you are implementing for GMR, you are going to create an environment called GMR. Model. What is model? All this, I mean, at my client place, I have some planning scenarios like capital expenditure, sales, operational expenses. For each scenario, I can create a model. What is dimension? Every model will have some set of dimensions. Dimensions basically stores the master data. So model stores the transaction data. So model is equivalent to info cube. Dimension stores the master data, which is equivalent to info object or characteristic in BW. Dimension is equivalent to characteristic in BW. So when we are talking about okay, what is property? Property is basically the dimensions are described by the properties. Suppose if you take account, let's say, what dimension will you take? Let's say company code dimension, right? Entity dimension. So in this entity dimension, what is the currency for DE? The currency is a property for the company entity dimension. Why? For each company code, we are going to maintain the currency. We will discuss this tomorrow.